That's not a game. Season 2, Week 2. Uh, hey, everybody down in Florida, Houston, hurricane stuff. Here's the deal. Today, every game is either a game or not a game, depending on where you're at. If you're in the state of Florida, it's my way of giving back to the fan base. If you're worried about your family and you got other things going on, don't worry. There's no games today. If you're hunkering down, you're looking for a welcome distraction from what might be going on around you, every game is a game today. So you get to choose. I'm just going to talk about a couple of games. I'll give you my opinion if we weren't having hurricanes, but there's more important things going on. So be safe and watch your games. All right, here's the deal. There's a bunch of acronyms for teams right now that I don't even know who they are. Florida plays something called UNCO. I didn't even look these up. FSU plays ULM. Wisconsin plays FAU. It's probably Florida Atlantic, but still. And I know who Alabama plays, but it's Fresno. I'm sorry. I went to the Fresno, Nebraska game last year. It was great, but none of those are games. None of them. So there's like 6 or 7 games. Intriguing, mildly entertaining. But again, today you can decide. First one, Andre, Nebraska, Oregon. If this was Nebraska in the 90s and Oregon about 4 years ago, this might be a game. It's not a game. It's just not a game. They're playing in the wildfires up there in Oregon. We got stuff going on all over the place. I don't know what's happening. But anyway, that's not a game. It's not a game any more than, I think, Minnesota. I didn't even look. Minnesota, I think, plays Oregon State. Mike Riley's old stomping grounds. And as much as I'm becoming a fan of PJ Fleck and the row the boat thing, yeah, it's not a game. Hey, if you haven't watched it, ESPN has a being PJ Fleck on their show, on their channel. 4 episodes. I watched them. It's not bad. You watch a lot of stuff when you're on a plane. Travel as much as I do. Anyway, all right. Now I'm working my way down towards some more intriguing matchups. For all my home friends here, Iowa State. It's not a game, but if you live in Iowa, it's a game. But yeah, I mean, clearly Iowa State, in the big scheme of things, isn't a game. But have fun watching it. There's a little intrigue in Pitt Penn State. I don't know why I kind of like Pitt because they knocked off Clemson last year. They pretty much knocked Penn State out of the playoffs by beating them early, so maybe they can do it again. A little intrigue in that game there. Stanford, USC, again, if this was different eras, different times, maybe they're both trying to work their way back, but, all the media outlets are scratching for games, so this becomes a game, but it's not a game. You got Georgia at Notre Dame, Harden again. It's not a game. Georgia's ranked 15th, Notre Dame's ranked 25th. It's like 2 middling tier 10, Big 10 teams going at it. It's, names, but not necessarily a game. 2 left. Ohio State, Oklahoma. Israel. You got game day sitting outside Ohio State. You got here's the thing, like, these teams have only played each other, I think, 3 times. Maybe this is the 4th time. I think Ohio State won all of the other games by about 42 points, I think. Except for, one of the 3, I think Oklahoma might have beat them. And Ohio State, I'm trying to make what's the deal with Ohio State? They're just this one-off that they're the Ohio State always seems to be the best of the rest, and then every once in a while they slip in and get a national championship when there's nobody else that's really strong that year. Sorry, Israel. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's the impression that I have. But anyway, today's game, Ohio State, Oklahoma. I can't take just because they're big names, just because they're 2 week 2 top 5 teams, just because there's nothing else going on this weekend and call this one a game. I mean, it's not a game. It's not a game. if Oklahoma was better the last 4 or 5 years, maybe some hope that maybe they were going to make the playoffs or something other than a wing and a prayer. Maybe, but yeah, today's is not a game. Clemson at Auburn. No. I'm going to have to go with not a game. They both hope it ultimately will be a game. But right now, at week 2, it's as much a game maybe as it could be a game, but it just, it doesn't feel like a game. Other than if you're a Clemson or Auburn fan, this one doesn't quite transcend the way a game needs to transcend. So there you go. Again, depending on where you're at with a hurricane, everything's either a game or not a game. Being in Iowa, other than concern for my friends and some coworkers that are in the path of some of these things, I don't have a lot of immediate danger in my life. So I roll with none of these are games, but feel free. If you want to be a game, they are a game. Happy to throw you a bone to help you get through the time. Anyway, there you go. That's it for this week. I will be back next week. I have 1 week home. I think it's the only week home where I'm going to have 2 That's Not a Games where I'm going to film at home. Just got back from London. I will be leaving for Denver next Sunday. So I have 5 full days to be home, and I am looking forward to it. I had to turn down ESPN. They were going to do a 30 for 30 on the rise of That's Not a Game, but I couldn't fit it into my schedule this week. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks. Out.